I'm trying to think of another fight like this. Can you recall something, either of you guys, Mike or RJ? I mean, like that where somebody was getting this fight that was completely surrounded by them. And, we've had people have retirement fights. Obviously, Anthony Smith, I mean, this card was kind of a lot about him, but he was the co-main event. The only reason we're going to New Orleans is for Dustin Poirier. They were never coming back to New Orleans. The last time they had fought in New Orleans, I believe, was in 2015. I was supposed to be on that card. Daniel Cormier was supposed to be on that card. And Dustin Poirier was on that card. Dustin Poirier was the only one that ended up fighting that night. Me and DC both I got injured. He had another fight come up. They were never coming back. Right now, the UFC is in a position that they're going to go someplace like Saudi Arabia. They're going to go someplace like Utah, and they're going to make millions of dollars. They're going to get paid to go there and do it. That's not the case with New Orleans, and that's what took so long. Both guys had agreed upon the fight. Max Holloway agreed. Dustin Poirier agreed. They said they wanted there to be a belt on the line. The New Orleans said, we're only having this if this is the title fight. And I think that's also part of the reason why they picked Max Holloway. I could be wrong, but I'm just speculating on this. If New Orleans only said we're having this only if there's a title fight, that was in the negotiations, then you have to put a BMF up, right? That's where Max Holloway falls into place. You put Justin Gaethje up, and even though I agreed with everything you said about he deserves his own flowers on his own night, there would have been no title on the line right there. So it just made more sense to have him there. But it all surrounds Dustin Poirier.
Alan, I think even underestimating how much Dustin Poirier's influence and cachet moved heaven and earth for this exact circumstance. Fighters who retire, they always take on the young, hungry gun that's supposed to knock them out. Dustin Poirier's fighting Max Holloway, a veteran. Like, the guy's been around forever. The UFC only goes places where they're paid to go. They're going to New Orleans for Dustin Poirier. The UFC hasn't been to Spain for Ilia Topuria. The UFC hasn't been to Africa for Dricus du Plessis. The UFC hasn't been to Georgia for Merab or Ilya. Dustin Poirier's not even a former champion. And the UFC's like, okay, we'll lose a couple bucks and we'll go to someplace where you want to go. That is there's probably no better way to describe how much the UFC respects a fighter than when they break their own business rules and say, yeah, we'll lose a couple bucks because you deserve it. That's how much Dustin Poirier means to the UFC and to MMA and to the fans and to everyone around them. The UFC broke like 4 of their primary business rules because Dustin Poirier, I was going to say asked, because Dustin Poirier demanded. And thank God they did, because that's going to be a night I don't think anyone's ever going to